Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes as usual. Wearing clothes. I'm wearing a red velvet T-shirt. Um, as you can tell, once again, there's nothing going on. Well, at least in my life, because the only thing I do is watch K-pop, play video games, work out, draw, write a little, and eat some food. Now that is not exciting to the average person, hence I don't come on here and do a 30-minute podcast about watching K-dramas. Granted, I do watch K-dramas. So there's been some good ones on. Don't know the name of them. I don't speak Korean. I don't pretend I know. It's just that the women are good looking and the action, when I say action, I mean the drama is over the top. I've never seen more stunning um, things happen in an office. But anyway, so recently, because I don't know when this is gonna come out, but good old Vladimir Putin, he started the draft, and basically he needs to draft a bunch of soldiers to help with the fight in Ukraine. That is embarrassing. But anyway, his plan is to draft a million soldiers and send them over there and just win, I guess. But here's the problem. Why not just like this war has been going on for months? You're Russia, and you can't take over little Ukraine. I thought Russia was supposedly had the second biggest army on the planet, and they can't take over Ukraine in like a week. That says something, right? Russia isn't that big a deal, apparently. If America had to take over Ukraine like in a week, like we had to in a week, we could do it. Like without even using soldiers. Like you would like drop some big ass bombs. You know, you got nukes, you got hydrogen bombs. Like you got all kinds of bombs that can wipe out miles. Okay, like if you really want to take over a country in a week, you can do it. Like there's excuse me, there's modern weaponry that can devastate miles, like square miles. Okay, so either Russia uh, doesn't have these weapons that they claim they have. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think Russia actually has all these nukes because it makes no sense. Like you can't take over a country that's. No, I know the size of a country doesn't mean whatever its power, but I'm just saying like Russia has millions of more citizens. Um, their army is vastly bigger. Their budget is vastly bigger. Like everything about Russia is more than what Ukraine has, and yet it's been like what 6 months now, I think, and they can't take this little country over. Dude, drop some nukes already. And then apparently the soldiers that they're drafting, like they're drafting people from like 18 to 55 years old, and the basic training is like 2 or 3 days, and then they're gonna send them up to go fight. They're just throwing bodies, dude. It makes more sense to just drop a couple of nukes. You do that, it's over. You save a lot of money. You wait a couple of weeks for the radiation to go away, and you go take your country over. I mean, like, what are you doing? You're literally wasting everyone's time. Who knew that I was going to have to tell Vladimir Putin how to take over a country? Okay? You pull your soldiers out because obviously your soldiers aren't good. You pull your tanks out obviously because your tanks aren't that good. You pull out your Air Force, whatever, because apparently they're not that good. Pull out your Navy, because apparently your battleships aren't that good, because you can't take over Ukraine, which is blows my mind that you can't take over Ukraine. You take everyone out. You drop a nuke on Kiev. You drop a nuke on the capital. War's over. That simple. That simple. And then of course there'll be repercussions because supposedly if you drop a nuke it's bad. So all these other countries are gonna go after Russia. Well, the fact that no other country has gone after Russia for the past 6 months, it's a bunch of talk. Politicians just love talking. Okay? There's no action behind a politician's words. I mean, we can just look to America when it comes to politicians talking with no actions behind their words. Everything Joe Biden ran on was a lie. Um, I don't have to go into details. Just think about it. Everything that he ran on is a lie. Granted, he's not really in charge. He has no idea what he's doing. Um, like Joe Joe Biden was mentally incompetent to run 8 years ago. Okay, I mean this guy has Alzheimer's. It's obvious. I mean, how many times is he gonna be lost on stage? How many times is he gonna say something that the White House has to walk back and go, "Oh no, he didn't mean that." Um, there should be an age limit on politicians. It should be a young man's game, young woman's game. Uh, I don't care about the minimum age. That that's stupid. I mean, like think about it. If like a 15-year-old ran for president, no one's gonna vote for him. Um, when it comes to this presidency stuff, this Senate stuff, this Congress stuff, all this governor, mayors, all this stuff. Okay, maximum age. Talking to maximum age should be 75, and like you gotta retire. So like, let's say you turn 75 during your term, like you gotta retire when the term's over. Okay, that's just how it is. So that means, let's say if it's a president, the oldest a president could be would be 79 because they would have one when they were 75. They do it for 4 years and then they retire. But 75 is the cutoff. Okay, because it's these old people. A lot of them make decisions based on like, well, YOLO, because like they're not gonna be around in 30 years to see the repercussions of their bad decisions. But like if you have like a 55-year-old, whatever, governor, mayor, president, whatever, 55-year-old, well, he's going to be around for his bad decisions. So it's like you don't want to make the world worse if you got to still live in it. That's why we need a younger group of politicians. And also, the longer politicians are in there, the more corrupt they get. So it's like we have some people in Congress who are in their 80s who have been in Congress or the Senate, whatever, for like 50 plus years. Do you think anything about them is legit now? No. So at least like we can get them out by like 75. To end that corruption, bring in someone new who's in their 20s. They won't get corrupt till like 30. But I digress. And then people are talking about since Vladimir Putin has started the draft, he's gonna lose popularity, and he might not win next election. Now I don't know much about Russian elections, but I don't think you have a choice on who to vote for. Like you can only vote for one person. Like so, I don't think it matters how popular Vlad is in his country. I mean, I've you know, granted, I've seen it. I've seen documentaries on like the voting process in Russia. Like there'll be people running, and then like if they don't like you, they'll like harass your. Like they don't go as far as the because if it's not a major political position, like they don't kill you. But like let's say if it's like for like whatever, like a local city position. And if they don't like you, they will harass your family, harass you, send you threats. But like they don't actually take you out, but they make your life difficult. And then like on the bigger scale, they'll like find a reason to throw you in jail. Like there have been people who have tried to run against Vlad, and they just end up in jail for like some trumped up charges. So like I said, like I don't think Vladimir Putin is worried about his popularity because the only person who the public can vote for is him in the first place. It's that kind of place over there in Russia. But anyway, what I really wanted to talk about was Lana Rhoades. For some reason, I keep seeing like news stories, entertainment news stories, whatever. First of all, if you guys don't know who Lana Rhoades is, Lana Rhoades is I'm sorry, used to be a porn star. She worked from 2015 to 2021. Like as far as I know, her last video came out in 2021. It doesn't mean it was filmed in 2021. Okay, but anyway, so she claims that she's retired. She had a kid recently. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though her last video came out in 2021, it was probably filmed a couple years before that, and it came out. But anyway, she is doing nothing but going on this podcast tour, talking about how the porn industry is horrible, and how all the scenes are fake, and it's an evil thing, and blah 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 blah. Okay, this is what I don't like about this. Like she's a millionaire because of porn. Okay, I don't know how many millions she's worth, but she's worth millions, meaning more than one. I'm not saying she's worth like $20 million, but she's worth like like $3 to $5 million. Okay, that I know of from doing porn. That's not bad. Like at least she's set for life. Okay. Now, she's done roughly 100 whatever movies. Okay, but, there's more, but we're gonna go roughly 100. She's credited like with 100. She's done more, but I'm just going with the official filmography. Okay, on her IMDb. Okay. Now she did this by choice. Okay, she was 18 when she started, and she did this by choice. She actually looked for porn company, or I'm sorry, a production company. Okay, no one made her do this. Okay, anyway, so why is she against it now? Well, she's probably against it now is because she's realizing that no man wants to be with a woman like that. Like the one thing she's been complaining about a lot is that she can't find a man. Like, a good man. Well, why would a good man want to be with a woman who's been in a movie called Black Loads Matter? Why would a woman, I'm sorry, why would a man want to be with a woman who was in a movie called Teens Like It Big? You see what I'm saying? Like, so what she's trying to do is she's trying to demonize the industry and say it's fake and stuff to make herself come off as this angel who was like you know tricked, forced, and also that the scenes aren't real, so maybe a good guy will like get with her. I mean, because I don't know what else it would be. I mean, she's worth millions. She did it for like 7 years. So like, if you don't like something but you do it for 7 years, there's something wrong. And she's going on this press tour about how it's horrible. Well, you did over 99 movies, okay? So it can't be that bad. And you weren't forced to do it. I don't see you going to the cops, going like so and so kidnapped me, and forced me to film the movie watching porn with my sister. I'm sorry. She was in a movie called Watching Porn with Sister, Part 2. Okay? She did a movie called Mommy Is Your First. Okay, so like I'm saying, like you don't do stuff like this and not and not enjoy it. Because like to be like she's done a lot of incest apparently. Brothers and Sisters 3. Anyway, listen. You're not doing incest porn, you know, unless you like it. That's all I gotta say. But listen, Lana Rhodes is trying to find a man. She had a kid. She's not with anyone because like no one has claimed to be the father because once again no one wants to be her man. No one wants to be in her life. So right now she's doing anything possible to make herself come off as a victim so she can find a sympathetic man who will take her. And that's what a lot of these porn stars do. They get rich and famous off of this career, off of this life path, and then like when they want to retire or whatever, and they find out that in the real world a nice guy, a good guy, doesn't want to be with a woman like that. They then demonize the industry and claim to be a victim and like I was naive and blah 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 blah. I mean, I see right through it. A lot of people see right through it. Okay, and I don't know. It's like people have to just accept the fact that your decisions, whether it be you want to drink when you wake up and be sloshed by noon, you want to do coke for dinner, smoke crack for lunch, or you want to film dozens of porn scenes. All of these life decisions affect how people around you are going to treat you, what kind of people are going to be involved in your life, what kind of people you're going to attract, what kind of people you're going to push away, future job opportunities, future opportunities in general. I mean, apparently your past matters. I mean, I'm gonna be I'm more likely gonna want to hang out with a former nun than a former prostitute. I know those are two extremes, but you get what I'm saying. I'd rather hang out with a I don't know former D1 basketball player than a former drug addict. You know, your past matters, and you can say all these things about how you know wasn't my fault or it's fake. Those are called excuses. What she needs to do is just be like, yeah, I did it. I changed my mind. I want to change my life. And if you come up being honest, honesty does attract a better group of people like in your life. So like, stop blaming everything else and take responsibility. Take accountability. Women hate accountability, and good people do not want to associate with someone who can't face accountability and face the truth. I've said enough. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.